welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey folks, coming right up, the Los Angeles Clippers taking the floor against the Philadelphia 76ers. Checking out the 76ers, only one win in their last 6 games. They know they can play much better, looking to be more competitive tonight. And Joel Embiid is listed at 7 feet 250. Might be taller than that. Shaq, tell me the big man is back.
The big man never left, Ernie. We just had to go back in the lab and evolve. Now you see guys like Embiid who can beat you inside, but also on the outside, a.k.a. perimeter.
You know what? Embiid's not shy either. I'm going to let you know. He'll give you bulletin board material every time that you play him. So you got to be ready to play if you're one of his teammates, because he's going to incite the other team.
Time to go down to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. The bright lights and tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles setting the scene for us here tonight. Welcome to this Sunday afternoon edition of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Joel Embiid and the Sixers have been through a lot in the last 5 years. At the beginning, there were so many losses on and off the court. But trust the process became a mantra, one that Embiid embraced. He said, "I think a lot about what I went through, how it prepared me to be a better man. I really feel like I'm the process, and the process is about me." Kevin, the process has turned out quite well.
Thank you, David. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Williams.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
A look at the 76ers starting group. Richardson and Harris filling out the wing. The incredible Simmons and Embiid down low. And it's Neto in at the 1 spot. And for the Clippers, Harrell is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2. Chris, what would you tell a young player that maybe a couple years ago burst onto the scene, were sensational, but have been plateauing, maybe even regressing a little bit?
I tell them success is a journey. That even if they would have won a Rookie of the Year award last year or a championship, that doesn't make them successful if they don't come with that same work ethic the next year. So if you've had a down year, that does not matter. You're supposed to learn from it and make this year better as well. So I would say get back to the drawing board, get back to working hard, watch a lot of tape, be honest with yourself, and focus on how to get better. Now, positive mentality, let's go forward.
Good direction. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. Here's the 3. The Clippers keep it alive. Here's Harrell. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Harris drives in. And it's sent back by Leonard. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. Neto, the pass to Simmons. Over Harrell. Good. Nice job down low. On offense, here are the Clippers. 4-point game. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that game.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
No good on that one. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
He hits the second from the line. 76ers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Neto surveying the floor. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And when you foul Simmons, you really got to foul him. You don't want to just mess around. He powers through.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
5 on the clock. George with the ball. And it's Richardson picking him up. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Outside Leonard. 6 to shoot.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here. Still looking for their first make.
To the inside. Look at that.
The versatility of Simmons, astounding, amazing, impressive. Dunks like this are just insane.
Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's Neto, defended by Beverly. Simmons left side. Here's Harris. Shot clock at 5. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, and it's because of the looks they're getting. Their offense is creating some great opportunities.
Pass to Beverly. And here is Harrell. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Pass to Beverly. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George passes to Harrell. And that one is off. Simmons with the defensive effort. Harris misses.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
And now the 76ers on the break. Fires from deep. Harris missing again.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
Nobody near Leonard. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And the 76ers with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Embiid against Harrell. Paul George with the steal. 20 feet out. And the Clippers miss again. The 76ers leading by 8. Richardson the pass to Embiid. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Beverly. 9 points last game. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at the 76ers. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs.
And I think for the 76ers, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Oh, come on, Jay. You know that's the mindset you have to have. They know if they can get to the playoffs, they have the talent to do some real damage.
2 on the clock. Here's Leonard. The shot misses. And the 76ers go the other way with it. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yes, yeah. They had a hard time taking the lid off the basket. Their offense just looked flat. Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
The 76ers leading by 10. Richardson with it. Leonard picks him up. Richardson, good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Over Harris. Here's Zubac. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Surprise everyone by passing out of the shot. What a fantastic dish.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
Yeah, and I love the fans in Philly. They're notoriously prickly, though. They expect hard-nosed effort. If not, they'll let you hear about it.
And it's the 76ers with the ball.
Oh, and that's just a great defensive effort there by Beverly. He is all hustle. And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
As you're talking about the Philly fans, they were even booing their team in that conference semifinal round against Toronto.
Yeah, they got nervous with the season on the line. You can't take it personal. In Philly, they love you just as much as they boo you.
So it's the Clippers now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Floats it up there for Harrell, and the rejection by Embiid. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. 5th, the Clippers.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Outside, Simmons. The pass to Embiid. Right block shot. The shot is good off the backboard. Embiid's got 6.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Clippers trail by 14. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Bounce pass from Beverly. Here's Leonard. And again, no good by the Clippers.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
Simmons dishes to Richardson. Offline with his 3. LA's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Right side, Leonard. And the rejection by Embiid.
And the wingspan of Embiid, I mean, very effective at using his length to turn shots back.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 14. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Harris. And it's Leonard again missing.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Oh, man, awful display from him so far. But you know he's going to keep working to try to turn it around.
And that one drops. And the 76ers lead by 16.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, Greg, they've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor, just in total control so far.
And the Clippers call time here. There's one of the most versatile scorers in the game, Tobias Harris. He had some great teachers, too, including Hall of Famer George the Iceman Gervin.
Yeah, well, check this out, Kevin. His father was Gervin's agent late in his career. I mean, from age 10, Tobias got to train at Gervin's facility every summer. And they still work out to this day. That's a real one. Harris learning from a great how to get buckets.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Harrell. Jackson, he's checked in for Leonard. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly.
His offense has been non-existent tonight. It's really hurting them.
Thibault, a shot off that time. And the Clippers will come the other way. Feeds it to George. It drops for his second made shot of this game. An unimpressive 2 of 7, though.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Richardson against Williams. Passes it to Embiid. Here's Thibault, guarded by Jackson. Thibault can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 14. Puts up a 3. And no good that time.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Lou Williams. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
The first one falls. All players look for an edge, Chris. For example, certain guys are just so deceptive with the ball in their hands. I mean, you're always looking for whatever can give you that advantage.
2 of the best. The players and people can complain as much as they want, but Harden getting to the line is genius because he knows how you're guarding him, and basically you got to stay away from him to guard him because he's so skilled. And by the way, Curry does the same thing, and Curry, one of the smaller players in the league, but always finding a way to take the contact, take the bump, but to get the scoring up. And I think as a fan, for me, I know as a fan, for me, it's fun watching the cat and mouse game between the offensive player and the defender, seeing who can get the best of each other while involving the ref.
They just control their bodies so well. They know exactly what they need to do to get that call.
And it's all on the spur of the moment. I mean, this is
right.
all on the fly. Such genius to watch play.
Clippers trail by 18. Puts it up from 12. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Richardson. Kicks it to Horford for the 3. It's rebounded by Lou Williams.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Morris with the bucket.
Oh, when Morris gets it down in the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
Here's Richardson. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Embiid, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Now here's Jackson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Williams against Richardson. He kicks it to Scott. Back to Richardson. It's stolen by Morris. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Oh, man, and Jackson is just incredibly fast in transition. It's just the defense's worst nightmare when he's leaking out in the open floor.
Richardson against Jackson. Over to the left wing. Here's Thibault. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Thibault's got 7 points in the game.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Clippers trail by 17. Now Williams. He had 13 points in the win against Denver. And the shot is good.
And that's why you love Morris, because he is just a total team player. Not only an extraordinary screener, but a superb roller as well.
Now here's Richardson. Outside, Scott. Embiid inside, guarded by Green. Pass to Richardson. 5 to shoot. Here's Horford. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Some changes for Philadelphia. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Embiid. Robinson is subbed in for Richardson. Outside Williams. Over Robinson. And it's the Clippers scoring again. And it's the 76ers with the ball. 13-point lead. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Thibault. He's got 7. Horford the pass to Scott. Shoots over Shamet. Scott, good. And the 76ers lead by 15.
Oh, man, the awareness and the IQ of Horford looks so adept at getting the ball to his open teammates.
And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. We'll return shortly. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where, baseball is what's driven to us every time. I mean, I started playing baseball. I didn't play basketball. I started playing baseball, and, just watching my dad play basketball, I just fell in love with the game. But people were still telling me, they're like, nobody makes it out of here, usually out of basketball. I mean, your dad was a very rare case, and I just believed in it.
Yep, wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, 76ers pretty much in control here, it would seem.
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Showing no mercy right now. The shooters look frustrated, seeing so many of their shots get stifled.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles. You've got JaMychal Green, Lou Williams out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Shamet in at the 3 spot. Here's Horford. Offensive rebound. O'Quinn, a second chance effort. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his first foul. And so Green will bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 13-point game. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
And Jackson gets it to go.
Oh, really, Jackson is deadly with the pull-up jumper. The D usually never sees it coming.
Philadelphia leading by 8. Here's Thibault. He has 7 to the left wing. Robinson for 3. Rebound by the Clippers. Green's got 4 rebounds in this game. Williams with a clean look. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Philadelphia's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Thibault. And nothing is falling for him right now. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Williams can't hit.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
It's stolen by Morris. Here's Jackson. Williams trying to break free. Jackson misses.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Now here is Robinson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Scott. Another miss by Philadelphia. Clippers trail by 8. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for the Clippers. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Robinson against Jackson. The 3 from Leonard. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. Philadelphia leading by 8. Here's Simmons. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any pause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Chris, you've been a commentator for the NBA Vegas Summer League. Amazing how much that event has grown.
Oh, how about this year? The Chinese, the Croatian national team. I mean, come on. It's just this is a global game, and we're bringing all of them to Vegas to let fans go up in there and watch them and watch rookies at a young, early age and see the best players. I mean, this is awesome. You got to love how forward-thinking the NBA is. This is really cool to watch.
It is. And here are the Clippers. They've got a 10-0 run going. Jackson misses. The 76ers leading. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. Here's Neto. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York. Offensive rebound.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Simmons looking it over. Pass to Robinson. Down low, here's Harris, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. And that's now 6 points for Tobias Harris. Clippers trail by 5. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Leonard.
And he's fallen out of favor a little bit in their offense, at least compared to how he was being used earlier in the season. His usage percentage is down over the past 5 games. Maybe he'll be more involved here tonight.
Here's George. Second chance shot. Yep, that one goes in there.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Now here's Simmons. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against New York.
Yeah, and as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
Nobody near George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
And it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. And there's the pass to O'Quinn. Shoots over Zubac. Nice move. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Tobias Harris. Really been a key contributor over the past month. He's putting up about 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
And the first one drops. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Oh, he's such a good free throw shooter. I mean, it frees him up to be as aggressive as he wants in the post.
Leonard against Harris. Leonard attacking. That shot is off. Some solid defense from Harris. Here's Robinson. On the wing, Harris. Passes it to Neto. Fires the three. It's hauled in by George. George has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And the 76ers making a change here. Richardson's checked in. The Clippers trail. Pass to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Outside, Simmons. Richardson outside. That shot off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Beverly against Harris. Pass to Harrell. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Philadelphia has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Simmons trying to get open. It's good from long range. Neto's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here are the Clippers. They're on a 19-7 run. Here's Beverly. Lays it up and banks it in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Simmons kicks to Harris. Off target with his 3.
He'll breathe a big sigh of relief if they hang on to win this game. He's not done much to contribute tonight.
And it's Harrell at the elbow. Back to Beverly. The pass to Leonard. Fades and shoots. And the shot goes down. Leonard's got the lead up to 1 now for Los Angeles.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Now here's Beverly after Ben Simmons' miss. Harrell with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Here's Leonard. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Denver. Shot clock at 3. Again, Los Angeles.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
Here's Neto. Passes to Embiid. Back to Neto. Ball's knocked loose. Paul George with the steal. Made that one only his 4th of this game after firing 10 times from the floor.
And they're very lucky to have the lead after that terrible shooting in the first quarter. But they've rounded into form here in the second and have brought that field goal percentage up.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 9. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down to just 3 on the basket from Joel Embiid.
And the touch Embiid has on his jumper, I mean, looking so soft and accurate coming out of his hand.
LA's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. George passes to Zubats. Dishes to Harrell. Outside, George. Rebound by the 76ers.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Simmons inside. Harrell on him. Pass to Harris. Harrell against Simmons. Just 4 to shoot. Over Harrell. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Ben Simmons. Clippers shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Beverly finds Leonard. Good D by Embiid.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Harris dishes to Richardson. Back to Harris. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You played for a lot of different coaches in your career, Chris. I'm sure you saw characteristics that you like in a head coach with all the different people you played for.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want coaches that challenge you, that want to make you better, that helps with the team chemistry. But I would say, number one, you want a coach that understands they are such a good coach that their job is to infuse you with as much information during practice, and then come game time, they trust you to go out and do your thing. They don't micromanage during the big games. They say, wait a minute, we put in enough practice time, you know what we should do, now go out there and execute. The ones that trust you, you got to love.
Right. Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Montrezl Harrell. Jackson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Oh, he's never rattled at the strike. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
On the wing, George, guarded by Harris. The shot by George, no good.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Richardson against Williams. Here's Horford. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Horford's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Green with the ball. And it's Horford picking him up. And the wide open shot from Morris. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
I mean, you love to see that kind of effort on the offensive boards. Horford might be into his 30s, but he still brings energy. I appreciate the aggression, but that's already his second foul. He's got to play it a little safer now.
Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial six-man of the year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And that one misses.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark whenever they need one.
Scotty's checked in for Tobias Harris. Good on the second free throw. 56 seconds left to play in the first half. Thibault, the pass to Scott. Now here is Horford. Horford double team. From deep, Richardson. Paul George grabs the miss. George has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th assist in this one.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Here's Thibault. He's got 7. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Just 5 on the clock. Richardson. The Clippers grab the miss. Green's got his 6th rebound on the night. George fires, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. 76ers ahead as they end the second quarter with a big 11-3 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus at that end of the floor?
You know, just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here, welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 11 points, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I like the effort on the boards because a game could come down to just a few key possessions, and extra rebounds can give you those extra possessions if you work at it.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Clippers trail by 3. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Richardson and Harris filling out the wings. The young stars, Simmons and Embiid at the 4 and 5. And it's Neto in at the point.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Inside. Harris outside. Out to the right wing. From the arc. And it's sent back by George. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Beverly wide open. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. It's Richardson on the wing. Defended by Beverly. Goes up on the block. Richardson, good. And the 76ers lead by 3.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. George passes to Zubac. He feeds it to Beverly. Unable to get that one. Some solid defense from Harris. Here's Richardson. It's hauled in by the Clippers. George has got 6 rebounds in the game. Leonard the pass to Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's Neto. Pass to Embiid. Takes it from 10. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got 6 rebounds in the game.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. They've got a can't-miss play. Now's the time to break the glass and pull it out. Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
And a wide-open look for Simmons. Rebound by Harrell.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
George passes to Harrell. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. And let's bring up a list of some of the NBA's hottest players. Among shooting guards, these are the leading scorers over the course of the last month. Paul George on top.
And it's his explosiveness that jumps right out at you. I mean, he exploits gaps in the defense better than any player in the league. If there's an opening, he'll find it.
If there's a shot available, he'll take it. I mean, he gives them some big numbers, no doubt.
Richardson gets a wide open look. Knocks down the 3-ball. Richardson's got 7 points.
You can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. I mean, he's fantastic at seeing when one of his guys is open.
There's the pass to Zubac. To the middle, here's George. Zubac trying to break loose. And it's George missing. The 76ers leading by 4. Harris, bounce pass. Richardson against Leonard. Neto kicks to Simmons. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That'll be his second foul of the game. Landry Shamet's checked in for Patrick Beverly. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Josh Richardson. Now, here's George. He's got 12. Stolen by Robinson. Wants to get it to Simmons and does. And Simmons slams it in.
Give him another. Simmons is terrific tonight. He's figuring out ways to light it up.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Passes it to Leonard. Now Zubac, guarded by Harris. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Clippers have shot 2 of 5 from the free throw line. First free throw is good. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Philadelphia. He doesn't get the second one. The 76ers leading by 5. Robinson kicks to Simmons. Off target from outside.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
He gets the playground jumper and can't make good on it. You don't get many chances easily with that.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Now, here's Shamet. Here's Zubac. And the Clippers miss again.
Now, look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
Harris's shot is good.
Well, once again, Harris showing off his incredible physique. Just really blowing past defenders in the open floor.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Leonard. And he converts the layup. Leonard's got 10 points.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Here's Neto after the Clippers pick up 2. To the left side wing. Robinson for 3. And the 76ers get it back. O'Quinn in the post. Zubac defending. O'Quinn can't hit. Clippers trail by 3. And Leonard has it in the corner. Left block shot on the way. Ben Simmons with the rebound. Simmons got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Harrell with it. Now guarded by Simmons. Zubats the pass to Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Harrell slams it in.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Oh, exactly right. Momentum shifting plays like that can change the tone of a game.
Now here is Harris. 10 points for him. To the paint. Shamet with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break for the lead. And he sinks the layup. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
And the 76ers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Green, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for Harrell. The 76ers making a switch here. Philadelphia with the ball. Here's Neto. The feed to Horford. Leonard with the steal. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Here's Neto. Pass to Thibault. Pass to Harris. Shot clock at 6. Over George. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Cut to just 1 on the basket from Tobias Harris.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Clippers.
Here's George. He's got 14. And George with the stuff.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Here's Neto. Kicks it to Harris. The pass to Horford. Back to Harris. Clock at 6. Over George. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Harris.
Oh, we've seen Harris step up as an offensive threat. I mean, the more he looks to score, the better he is.
The Clippers have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. And it's blocked by O'Quinn. Here's Neto, defended by George. Neto kicks to Harris, shoots over Shamet. Offensive rebound. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at the Clippers. Right now, they've acquired the second-best record in the conference.
You know, for Los Angeles, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
Yeah, Greg, and early in the year, maybe they were catching some teams by surprise, but now everybody knows how strong they are, and they're still rolling along.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris comes in for George, and it's Williams in for Landry Shamet. Williams looking around. And it's blocked by O'Quinn. Here's Thibault, and that one is hammered home.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. The 3 drops in the tray. Williams has got 8 points. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Here's Neto. Harris, right side. Lets it go with the 3. Rebound by Williams.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And it's Leonard missing.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Harris's shot is off.
There's a lesson for him. Don't showboat. Tries to get fancy with the fadeaway, and it backfires.
Morris with the bucket.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
The 76ers trail by 4. Passes it to Thibault. And here is Horford, guarded by Jackson. Here's O'Quinn. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit, lost the focus, I think.
And Morris throws it down.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
76ers shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Pass to Horford. He kicks it to Harris. Here's Neto. He's guarded by Williams. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Offensive rebound. Here's O'Quinn, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
Here's Williams. And here's Morris for 3. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 4 assists in the game. Timeout called the 76ers.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Scott comes in for Tobias Harris. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Raul Neto. To the wing right side. Scott against Jackson. Scott the pass to Horford. Horford double team. The jump hook. Basket good. Horford's got 7 points.
He's a long and athletic big man. Horford's a dependable interior scoring option.
1:04 left in the third. Pass to Beverly. Here's Leonard. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Horford finds Scott. And again, it's Philadelphia.
That's when the double team hurts some defense. I mean, when they're guarding the player smart enough to pass out of it and find the man left alone.
They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Left side, Williams. It's deflected. Richardson against Beverly. Deflects the pass. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots. Playing smart with the lead.
The Clippers have shot 3 of 7 at the foul line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That free throw good from Leonard.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
Richardson the pass to Embiid. Over Leonard. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Joel Embiid.
Kevin, they would love to see every possession in with a high percentage shot like that.
Williams outside. That one, no good. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Clippers lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. Harrell is out there with Morris, and it's Jackson in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Richardson, no luck. Clippers leading by 4. Jackson drives in, and it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, he's a solid shot blocker now. It's thanks to his timing and great anticipation skill. It's not easy scoring on Horford.
Jackson kicks to Williams. Jackson against Scott. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jackson misses. The 76ers trail by 4. Here's Simmons. Makes it off the glass. Simmons got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the 76ers.
What focus from the young guard. I like how Simmons stayed locked in on scoring despite the contact.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. Kicks to Harrell. Outside Jackson. Good D by Embiid.
He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Williams against Simmons. Williams passes to Morris. Back to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots the 3. Can't hit that one. Good D by Embiid. The 76ers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Simmons dishes to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And that's 12 points for Joel Embiid.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Williams, that's for 2. And the Clippers miss again.
His bad night from the field is only going to get worse if he keeps throwing up shots like that.
Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
The Clippers trail. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. On the wing, Morris. Outside, Williams. On the wing, Jackson. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Tuesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Thursday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Morris. And it's George in for Jackson. Raul Neto's checked in for Philadelphia. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. This is still a close game, and he told us, guys, we're not far away. We can still get this one. If we seize the moment, we can walk away with the win, guys.
Here's Richardson. Paul George making his last shot. That one doesn't drop. It's deflected. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Now, here's Beverly. And the pass to Williams. Floats it up there for Harrell. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Looking to get back on track here. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's good from Richardson. And Richardson drops them both. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Pass to George. Shoots over Scott. George, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim. Chemistry Embiid has with his guys. I mean, he seems to know exactly when to go for these alley-oops.
To the inside, and stolen by Simmons. Neto, the pass to Simmons. Lets it fly from 18. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Clippers trail by 4. Inside. Count the basket and the foul. That's on Ben Simmons.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Now here's Simmons. Pass to Neto. To the paint. Shoots from the right block. That one off the back iron and out. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Now, here's Zubas. And here's Beverly.
Come get it, come get it.
Just 5 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. There's Harrell. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And that's now 7 points from Montrezl Harrell. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Now here's Simmons. Williams comes with the double team. Richardson kicks to Simmons. Pass to Neto. From deep three-point range, an absolute bomb from three-point range. And the 76ers lead by 2. For Los Angeles, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. A drive by Scott, and it's Scott with the jam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Oh, you're right, and I love the opportunistic approach. These kinds of hustle plays can be game changers.
And here is Los Angeles now after the Sixers pick up 2. Puts it up there for Harrell. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Here's Neto, defended by Beverly. The pass to Embiid. He's feeling it, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Now Beverly. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, that's what they want to see out of Beverly. Decisive basketball. Nice, aggressive drive to the cup.
Outside, Simmons. Richardson outside. Lets the 3 fly. They get it again. That one, no good. The Clippers have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. The 3 from George. He can't get that one. And the 76ers go the other way with it. They led by as many as 18 points. Lobbed up there for Embiid.
The offensive game of the big fella. I mean, Embiid's game is so polished. That's why you can't let him get hot.
Here's George. And Embiid with the block. They get it back. Harrell, that's good.
The switch flip for him at halftime. Not a single point in the first half. All of a sudden, he's come alive.
And the 76ers call time here.
Yeah, he went from not even playing basketball to the number 3 pick in a matter of just 4 years. As Joel Embiid puts it, his life is a movie.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Here's Simmons. And the NBA veteran Luc Mbah a Moute hosts a camp every summer in Cameroon. Embiid basically was forced to attend it, and the rest, Chris, is history.
Yeah, 16 years old, when he moved to the U.S. He didn't speak English. He was getting teased and bullied. They laughed him out the gym. And that's when his competitive nature took over and carried him to greatness. I hope he's laughing now.
And here's Beverly. After Tobias Harris getting his shot to go from deep. Passes to Zubac. 3-pointer. Rebound by the 76ers. Simmons got 15 rebounds here tonight. To the middle. Here's Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Getting off the ground fast. Embiid is an absolute animal when it comes to hammering it home.
And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. 7-point differential. Harrell up top, guarded by Simmons. Back to Harrell. 6 to shoot. Fades. And that one's good. Leonard's got 9 points here in the second half.
He must have a real good feel for the fadeaway. I mean, he uses it even when no one's on him.
Here's Neto at the top of the key, Embiid. And they double up Embiid. And Harris wide open. He shoots another 3 for Philadelphia.
No 3-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
Clippers trail by 8. Leonard looking around. Over Harris. Here's Zubac. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Embiid.
Yeah, easy call.
First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them. The 76ers leading by 6. Simmons with it. Pass to Neto. Feeds it to Harris. Shoots over Leonard. Harris, good. Harris has got 14 points now in the second half.
With broad shoulders and a solid upper body strength. Now, Harris is lethal around the rim.
The Clippers running out of time. Now here's Beverly. Outside Leonard. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got 8 rebounds in this game. Down low. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
The physicality of Simmons on display, showing some fight and fearlessness with plays like this.
That's good from Simmons.
What you can appreciate about Simmons is his all-around game. I mean, he can score, he can pass, I mean, he can rebound, and he does it all at an efficient rate.
Now, here's George. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Beverly.
That's what they're looking for. They need him to take on a bigger role this game.
Simmons against Terrell. Looking to get it going. Richardson, no luck. LA's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. George with the bucket.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, that's the one area where they've had an edge, but they've been outworked in too many other aspects of this game.
Here's Neto outside Simmons. Here's the lob for Harris. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's George. Goes to the reverse layup and traps it in. Now just a 5-point Philadelphia lead. Philadelphia has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Pass to Harris. Philadelphia moving the ball around. To the inside. Here's Simmons. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And the 76ers lead by 7. And the Clippers call time here. They're down by 7. There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. There's 48 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Leonard finds Zubac. Now George. Right wing. Beverly for 3. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
And that is just a huge bucket from Beverly. I mean, he just has a knack for coming through in big ways for his squad.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
Here's George. Rebound by the 76ers. And they go to the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Yeah, he was the 19th pick in the 2011 NBA draft. I mean, Harris entered the league after a quality year as a Tennessee Volunteer.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
A good league is even better with excellent work at the stripe.
And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 7. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
I'm really curious to see what their strategy is at this point. You can't afford any wasted possessions.
Here's Kabengele, guarded by Harris, to the wing on the left. Here's Magruder, got a hand on it, and he's able to get it back. No good on the wing 3. And here is Simmons. So the 76ers win it. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Al. The coach mentioned he wanted to come into this building and do whatever was necessary to win. Did you think you guys had the intensity to get that done?
Yeah, no question. I like the energy from our team from the beginning. To be able to come in here and get a win like this, it feels good.
Great road win tonight, Al. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.